To get started, all GenAI fever, right? Since morning. That is what is trending. What we are going to look at it is how we can use Amazon Q to build GenAI related applications. A quick introduction about myself, and I mean, whatever the host said, thank you. This is Bhuvaneshwari Subramani here. I work for Intuitive Cloud as a Chief Cloud Evangelist. And I'm really happy to say that I'm the first woman from India to receive this AWS Hero recognition. From thereafter, a lot of learnings. And that was not the beginning and that's not the end. It has been a journey since 2017, and I'm happy to continue this for a long more time. Personally, I'm really passionate about training and creative writing, also tech writing or anything and everything, generally what I see, listen, learn, being impacted, influenced or inspired, right? Those things only have brought me here with a stage as a speaker. So I enjoy writing a lot. You can find it, all the reference links at www.bhuvana.pro. That's my profile site. You can follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn to understand and learn more about AWS technology that I keep sharing a lot of information and the blogs that I write. Okay, so I was writing a lot of blogs recently on Amazon Q, Kendra, and other stuff. So I thought, let me take one use case and present it here. I was going on and on to write the insights, what I'm going to cover today. Then I stopped by Sanchit and asked, what is the duration that you have for me? So he said 30 minutes, though I have deleted a couple of things, okay? So you find the scaled down version of it, but however, I'll share my blog related to the talk here, so you will have in-depth information, all the video recordings as well for that, okay? So how many of you have used Party Rock? What applications you have created? What GenAI applications you created? See, I saw 5-6 hands who proudly raised their hands for using Party Rock. So I want to hear what was the application you created on it? Travel planner. Okay. To come all the way to Mumbai ACD? No? For your wife? Anything men do, it's always easier to blame it on wife. No, she's not here. This is recorded. I'm going to pass it on to Toshan. Okay, that's wonderful. So if you have not tried it, it's pretty simple. Even a small kid can use it. Here's the QR code. Go to that URL if you can't look at the URL there. partyrock.aws. The reason why am I talking about partyrock.aws in Amazon Q session is this partyrock.aws. It's an application built for us to get a feel of how anybody can create an application very easily with no effort and absolutely free. This particular platform is built on top of Amazon Bedrock, right? This is just a live and standing example of how the basic services like Bedrock can be used and you can create on top of it. So the Amazon Q that we are going to talk about today is also one such application which is built on top of Amazon Bedrock, available for us to use. To set the context, I brought the Party Rock in. If you can create one application before the end of the session and show me in Party Rock, from your mobile, probably I can consider you for another AWS credit as well, okay? Okay, so I'm going back. Now we'll go back. So we'll have a quick overview on Amazon Q, and we will see how we can use this Amazon Q within AWS from the console. We will also see how this can be used with your own very own IDE, your favorite IDE, and how we can create the Amazon Q application, right? With that, we will have time only for that. When I came, before I came, Sanjit said it's 30 minutes. When I came to the podium and I'm seeing it's 20 minutes, okay? that 10 minutes went for the lunch break. Okay, so when we talk about Amazon Q, all of us are very good followers of Dr. Swami, right? Yes. So the general thing, what he says is, things have started very differently. Anything, the regular mundane stuff, what we have been doing all this while, is taking a different change, right? It is gearing up towards 360-degree shift, the paradigm shift, the technological shift. That is what is redefining, and it will definitely continue to shape on how we look at normal things like searching, or even doing a bigger things of going ahead with greater ideas and creating or writing, building GenAI related applications. So the future is here. So how this queue works? What is it going to do it for us? You want to generate content, or you wanted to get answers to your questions, or you want to solve complex problems? Like prior to this session, we had great things from Shashank, right? Or you want to take quick actions. All that you want to do on your own data and your own expertise. It's not from the global information, global data set. If you wanted to take any such action, or you retrieve content on your own data and with your own expertise, that is what Amazon Q is meant for. Obviously, this is actually protected well with the security and privacy, because you assume an organization which is having like 70,000 to 1 lakh employees, and these employees, when they are within the organization for quite some time, they know what happens within the company, where you have the documentation, whom to ask, where to find. Imagine you have like at least thousands of people are onboarding day in, day out, right? So then it's becoming really, really tough to provide highly personalized employee onboarding to those employees. So having GenAI applications which will help them to upskill themselves or apprise themselves about getting accustomed to, getting used to the processes, the documentations available, all that will be easier if you have an onboarding application, right? So that means you have to create a custom application with your own data and bring in the expertise that is relevant, and then provided a tailored content to your audience. So for such use cases, Amazon Q will be the best thing to do. Okay. Now, when we talk about what is Amazon Q, what comes to our mind is RAG based. What does RAG stands for? Okay. That is not the question for the credit. We'll come back to that later. Thank you. So, retrieval augmented generation. And this is based on Bedrock. Amazon Q is built on top of Amazon Bedrock. And after that, so Bedrock uses couple of foundation models, right? What are the foundation models that Amazon Bedrock uses? You had morning sessions on Bedrock. Can you name some? Okay. Titan. And here it is Titan. Somebody was peeping to see, so I'm just giving away if I'm hiding. Okay. So Bedrock supports several foundation models, and one is Amazon Titan, and Amazon Q is based on the Amazon Title model and GPT. That's what I was trying to say here. So these are the key things. It is RAG-based model for natural language processing, and this is built on top of Amazon Bedrock and follows the model Amazon Titan. So how is the functionality basically? All that what we wanted to do is, when you have Q as an application, user will go ahead and ask a question. If we take an example of somebody is asking an information about, okay, some blogs written on the website. So that is the search content which is fed to the Amazon Q application that is created. So all that it does is that query, search query is passed on to the retrieval component. The retrieval component actually fetches couple of documents. So where does these document comes? What are different, what do you call it? It could be a PVDF file, CVS file, you name it, anything, right? There are several data sources from which this information can be picked up. So these documents are retrieved from the data set. Relevant documents for the search string that you are passing is picked up from the data set, and then it is passed on to the generation component. This generation component, it is of LLM, which is trying to gather the relevant information, prepare the response with the natural language. That natural language specific curated content is what is given to the end user. So this is the whole flow of just putting the text. All that we are worried is, I will ask my question, it gives the response. Where it comes, how it does, this all Amazon Q's headache. It's no longer our headache. That is what, as simple as that. We will say, what is the data source? And I want the tailored content for me. As simple as that. So we're going to see 3 demos. It's all with the interest of time. Even before Sanchit cut short my session timings by 10 minutes, I have actually pre-recorded it with some music and the voiceover is mine, okay? So we wanted to see how we can use Amazon Q on AWS. How many of you tried using on AWS, from AWS console? Okay. I see 2 hands. Okay, good. Then they are the better experts. For the others who have not seen, can you click the play button there? I didn't see anything. Did you see something? That is the best demo I have never seen. Did it play for you? You saw something there? No, I am surprised. No, I couldn't see anything. Can you check? Can somebody check? And this is also not my fault. That's fantastic. That's okay. I'm looking for my video. Wow. This is super interesting. You're all awake, right? Now everybody is awake. That's fantastic. You didn't see a play button there? Through that screen or mirror, I'm able to see the videos playing in his screen, but that is not coming here. This is like surprise. Huh? I can go and see there. Come, let's go. Okay, let me ask the question. One question we can ask. Should I ask from my session or previous session? Okay, you can play it from here. No. You can play it like that. No problem. Huh? It is there. Oh, media unavailable. That's fine. It's okay. Nothing is going to stop what I'm going to talk. Leave it. I have a detailed blog written for that. Okay? So I want to share that with you. I'll tell quickly, no problem. So with Amazon Q, when you log into the console, all that you can do is you will find that Amazon Q symbol on the right hand side. Go and click that symbol. You will have a web interface which is opening. In that interface, you go and ask any question that you want. See, when you started learning, maybe first thing you want to do is you wanted to host a static website. You will go and find in Google. It will go and fetch the link. Whenever the links come up, some links will be from Medium, some from Dev2, some from LinkedIn, and one or two from AWS documentation, right? You will have the whole bunch. In that, you will have to fish out, identify what to use, when, and how. So no such hassle. This Amazon Q, when it is found within AWS console, you will get the answer that what is the set of instructions. So it will take you to the direct link of with the instructions on how to host a static website on your website. And it will also give the source from which AWS document this information is fetched. So with that information, you will be able to take it forward. That is one use case which I had pre-recorded as a demo. This you can do it with console. Hey, that's okay. I will just use slide and manage. Don't worry. Can you give a slide? Now that is also gone. Anyways, I thought I'll stop the demo. She was still talking. Now let me stop the slide as well, right? Okay. So again with IDE, how many of you have builder accounts? Okay, let me start first. Do you all have AWS account? Yes. Okay. Who do not have an AWS account created? No. Good. Ridhima, feel happy about it. Okay, so the reason why I am asking is even if you feel there is somebody who do not have an AWS account but still wanted to try Amazon Q from your IDE, it doesn't stop us from doing or trying anything. All that you have to do is go ahead and create a builder ID if you do not have. So this is just the instructions to create a builder ID. You enter your email ID. It will ask you to authenticate the email ID and then you follow the instructions to create. After that, go to your favorite IDE. So it could be your Visual Studio IDE, VS Code. That is what I have taken as an example. Once you log into that, you will have to install AWS Toolkit for the IDE, right? First thing you will do is you will install that IDE. Earlier, if you had tried that, have you tried Code Whisperer from Visual Studio Code IDE? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, one or two yes. So what did you try? What code did you try to create? Are you a developer? Is it helping you better now? Yes, no? I see 2, 3 yes. That is a success. Okay. So once you authenticate, you will be able to create it, right? Now with Amazon Q, what you can do is, first thing, you can give a piece of code. Somebody have written a beautiful code. You wanted to use it, but you do not understand head or tail of it. Have you seen an interaction with a developer asking him to write a detailed documentation for that? You will see the reactions. Now you don't have to worry if the developer is not writing any documentation or giving an explanation. All that you can do is go ahead and click the, you can place the code when the Amazon Q is enabled and authenticated against the builder ID from your VS Code. All that you can do is select that code, right click, go to Amazon Q and then say explain the code. That's it. You don't have to wait for the peer who has no time to explain or document. Don't worry, just go ahead and do it. Or you found the random interesting piece of code on the online, go ahead and use it. That's how it works. Or you wanted to refactor. For example, the code is written in Java 1.7. You wanted to refactor it or you wanted to convert it into Java 8, you can still do it from IDE. And earlier with Code Builder, Code Whisperer, it was supporting Python and other stuff. It has started support for CloudFormation template as well with the present launch in November 2023 during reInvent. So with that introduction, if you're writing CloudFormation templates also, if there is an error, for example, if you have misspelled a word create, A and E is easy to interchange and it will create confusion. Such simple errors can be overlooked, right? In that case, what you can do is select the whole bunch of code, right click and say, can you find the error? Or you ask for it to fix. Anything that you do, this will be able to do it. I cannot show anything here. All that was a demo which was not supporting here. I would still be able to see, share the blog with you. Okay. Okay, the next one is how the Amazon Q application works. So with this application, you will be able to connect to different data source I was saying. One simple example, what I was trying to quote is, you connect with any website. For example, I tried connecting to our Intuitive Cloud website. So it's a custom application. So I created the Amazon Q applications from AWS console, connected as a web crawler to intuitive.cloud website. And then I can go on and ask this particular Amazon Q application, go ahead and summarize all the case studies which we have on GenAI and give me a summary in only 100 words. Right? If my sales team or if my architect wanted to make a quick demo and he wants to find what is the summary of all the 10 case studies we have delivered to the customer on security or GenAI, now we have a custom application which is built, which is going to fetch that summary for him or her to make that presentation. So that is one simple example that we did. Okay, so this is the work. Luckily, I didn't put this in video, so I have something to show. So how Amazon Q works. It works with 3 different workflows. One is the admin workflow, user workflow, and then Amazon Q workflow. First one was the admin workflow. You're creating this Amazon Q application. You can do it from SDK or from console. I am taking from the console as an example, which is easier for you also to create. So when you go ahead and click the create application, you will choose a retriever. Once you choose the retriever, you have an option to choose between 2 retrievers, native or Kendra. After that, you will choose the data source. In my example, data source is the website, intuitive.cloud. So you would use a web crawler to connect to that data source. And then you can enhance or customize your application. After that, you will deploy that web experience. Once you deploy that web experience, it will have a URL with which you can consume it. That is, user will be able to use if the application is deployed. So in the user workflow, the user will go to the URL. The user can get started with the conversation. You can also integrate security controls. Integrate with your web application, web authentication or any of the IDP authentication. So you can take actions as well. So that is user workflow. You can integrate with Jira or any of the ticketing tool for having follow-up tasks. And the most important one is Amazon Q workflow. So in the Q workflow, as I said, you can integrate admin and user control. So once you have this authorization and control, if you need access or if you need people to have access to the selected document, you will be able to define that with the provided controls and access. So with this, the retriever will go ahead and fetch the information from the custom data which is connected and render the information to it. Okay, that's the overall workflow. This is the very important. This is crisply represented with a whole lot of documentation and the learnings that is needed. This might help you. The other demos, I'll share it later with you. Okay. With the interest of time, I would like to repeat, this is admin, user, and Amazon Q workflow, which will help you with the overall experience of Amazon Q implementation. So this is again a demo. I don't want to go with a sorry face. The time is up. I'll just show you the pricing, security, and monitoring. For us to try, we have two different options. One is builders and the other one business. Amazon Q for business would cost $20 per month, and for builders, it is $25. For you, if you're going to try it now, it is on the preview period. It will not charge. So please go ahead and try it. And this is for the, again, when you try, the pricing was boiling down to negligible. For the demo, what I created, it was around $80, and because it is in preview period, it didn't count. For the security and monitoring, CloudTrail will give you the complete details about all the API calls that you're making, right? Whatever the data source that is connected, the information retrieved and transferred, all that will be captured. I'm just keeping it short with the interest of time. Okay, is Amazon Q responsible? So I strongly encourage you to read the two documents. One is acceptable use policy and responsible AI policy. We, as a user of the one who's creating the application, or as an end user, when we are trying to use this application, the responsibility is combined. So let's use AI responsibly, okay? So here are the reference links. I'm sure I will share the blog and the relevant links soon after this session in the LinkedIn post. You can follow me on these handles. Install Journal, that is tweeted. And Bhuvana is my LinkedIn. Thank you so much. And I have the quiz as promised, right? Before I end. Okay?